Ooh, what's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Claru.
And this is House of the Dragoon.
Sure is.
Episode 2, All Must Choose. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Oh, how do you know that?
Because I read it on the page before we got here.
Oh.
Makes sense. Baby died. It's time to buckle down and choose a side.
Yeah.
Can I choose neither?
Can I choose that we go back in time, actually, and that someone just assassinates Otto Hightower before he forces Alicent to weirdly flirt with a man 3 times her age so that she can manipulate him into caring for her so that he makes a poor decision about who he marries after Emma dies. You know, I think that's really where things went south.
That really was the recap that should have dropped before episode 1. But you got it before episode 2, which means you're ready to go over to patreon.com/nerdynightly and sign up for that full-length reaction. But if not, you're already here, so you might as well watch this one.
Search the hold for stowaways!
When last we met, there were 2 of you.
I'm still confused by that scene.
Because
it seems like she was just found on a random boat. But the fact that the Queen's Guard is boarding ships is what makes it weird, right?
There's a blockade.
Yeah, but why is the Queen's Guard on the blockade and not with the Queen?
That's fair. Does seem weird that he...
That's what throws me off
is
about
what found
it.
her, yeah. But I definitely, it's funny, I even rewent and we re-watched the previous season and, totally missed that her place got ransacked and she,
I remember it being burned down.
Took off. I don't know.
What's happened? They killed the boy.
What a fucking line.
What a performance.
Yeah. It's funny, people are like, she's so uncaring. And I was like, no, she's disassociating.
I know. Yeah.
I remember the first time I watched someone die, was not, violent. My Mema had been sick for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But we were all there, and she passed away in the room with us there.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being 12 years old and being like, I didn't cry. I didn't cry for weeks.
Yeah.
I cried at the funeral. But, in that moment, I was just, I was so overcome by just absolute absence.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I didn't have tears. And I vividly remember being in, her home in Mobile and just kind of watching everyone be so sad and not be able to process it with them.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I was diagnosed with autism 10 years later. Not even 8 years later.
Unrelated.
A completely unrelated situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I just there was so much in her eyes in that, and I don't know, maybe people wanted her to be like, oh no, which it just.
I think that some people wanted her to not walk in on a sex scene because they were like, what? Nah. Which I can kind of get. There's a lot of people who feel very prudish about television now. And they're like, I just don't want sex scenes. I don't need to see it. And I find that so fascinating.
Huh.
I know. It's like the generation under us. I hate to call them Gen Z, but Gen Zers for Americans. There's anti... What? It's a thing.
All right.
It's not a thing that I fully understand. Oh, God. I'm glad the show isn't skipping over this. Just the absolute chaos after a moment like this.
I declare war! I declare war!
You know what? My esteem of the actor playing Aegon just went up, because that was well done. That was some fucking good acting right there. Ooh. That was some really effective non-dialogue communication.
The child.
The child is dead. This pain is ended.
Daughter, listen to me. We will mourn as we must, but some good may yet come of this.
Jesus, Otto, you fuck.
He is genuinely the true villain of the series.
Yeah.
My son is my legacy! Instead of safeguarding the sanctity of my family.
This is not the time for blind accusations, Your...
I love that it wasn't even like, I loved my son. It was like, my son is my legacy.
Yeah.
Noted for his brutal nature, we caught him, fleeing the Gate of the Gods, with the child's head in a sack.
Oh yeah, that's pretty damning.
I would do more than that. A funeral progress. Let them see the child. Let them look upon the work.
What the fuck, Otto? You're gonna... What the fuck, Otto? What?
I will not have my little son's body dragged through the street like a dead dog.
Oh, thank God, Aegon. Jesus, fuck.
The realm must see the sorrow of the crown. A sorrow best expressed through its most gentle souls. I think you'll all agree the king himself must be spared.
I can't believe this is the plan we're going with.
It's insane. It's fucking diabolical.
Yeah. And the crazy part is, like, they're right. Like, it was Daemon, you know what I mean? Like,
Well.
they say Rhaenyra, but they're married. It's like...
Well, but he also didn't want Jaehaerys dead. She wanted Aemon dead.
That's a great wig. It's a small thing, but Helene's wig is fantastic.
Yeah.
I cannot believe this. This is nearly as harrowing as the fucking scene.
Yeah. It's so performative.
Oh my fuck. I don't feel okay.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I was hired by Daemon Targaryen. He paid us half now.
I've never seen anyone cave so fast in my life.
I mean...
Oh, yeah. There's no loyalty to the other side, right? He just hates the side he's on.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Brandon, make sure you blur that. We don't need to reproduce that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Our editor is incredible. I mean, I'm like on the king's side here. I judge him 0 for that. You know what I mean?
Well, and
Nah.
it's also just awful because, like, he didn't even want to be king.
Yeah.
Like...
Damn, what a shot.
Good lord.
This is awful.
It is yet unclear how the keep itself was breached. The boy's head was severed from his body.
Oh, God.
Let me fly out on Vermax. Rhaenys is needed in the gullet and I can watch for movements from King's Landing.
Nice club. He's got a great little cape there.
At a time when we most need loyalty to our cause.
You fucking fuck.
You have wounded me, weakened my claim to the throne, my ability to raise an army, my standing among my own council.
I said no.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, you said a son for a son.
Yeah.
I love that she knew from a look. One look at him, she's like, oh, it was you, you...
It was a mistake.
Just fucking throwing Emmys. Just fucking
I know.
Emmy. Shakespeare.
That scene
Emmy.
was...
I thought we were going to get that in, like, episode 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought that would be the culmination. They're like, this is how the season fucking starts.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Buckle
House of
the
the Dragon
fuck
season
up.
2.
Oh,
That
man.
was Shakespeare. That was like fucking Othello.
Yeah. Yeah.
God
Wow.
damn.
Wow.
God damn. Both of them. Like, just unreal.
We can afford no further mistakes.
God, that collar is so cool. The, like, dragon scales up.
Yeah.
He must follow his own path.
That's really dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
His own path led to a decapitated toddler. I feel like we should set some parameters around
Yeah.
Daemon.
Yeah. It's just like really like tragic in a way that Daemon...
In a way?
No, sorry. That Daemon like cannot see that his brother wanted to love him so badly.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Cause like I truly believe that. I like. Goddamn.
I know, right? It's a beautiful thing.
But he's so decapitated by his own insecurities.
This is such a wild choice of words. That is an insane choice of words given the situation.
I think it was because, you know what? I think it was just like
Babe.
there already. You know what?
Jesus Christ.
It was not intentional. I slipped out.
Oh. Guys, there are only so many Emmy Awards given out every year. Calm down. You can't all win. IKEA could never. They're doing this without an Allen key. It's crazy.
If you please, my lord.
Maybe this is the impetus Christon Cole needs to become a better person. Maybe this is it. He finally...
Doubt it.
Have you told anyone?
Honestly, I hope you feel like shit.
You're so aggressive.
He's the worst.
She's got flexible shoulders.
Yeah.
You could never get that off by yourself.
I zip my dresses on and off all the time.
Yeah, until that last couple inches. And then it's like, babe.
No,
Babe.
I put on my dress this morning while you were not in the house.
Mm-hmm. I zipped a dress for you, or a bodysuit for you yesterday.
Yeah, that was latex. That's different.
That shot felt very Bates Motel to me.
I haven't seen it.
She is so good in it.
Oh.
She is, like, it's where I fell in love with her as an
Mhm.
actress. Like,
Mhm.
she is so unbelievably good in Bates Motel.
Yeah.
The show's great. All the leads in it crush it, but it's where I'd never seen her in anything before. And she's unreal.
The night was long, Sir Christon. And I had not eaten. If I could
You
just...
defy my authority, Sir Aric.
This is why I hate him.
Yeah.
The white cloak is a symbol of our purity.
Oh, then take it off.
Kingsguard are a sacred trust. Will you so easily sully our ancient honor?
Y'all failed to protect the prince. I think it should honestly be sullied for a day.
I have heard, my lord. I'll remedy the error.
Where were you when Jaehaerys was murdered?
In public? Sir Christon, you really want to do this here?
Surely once she ascended, she should have...
Your brother is a thief and a traitor to the crown.
Oh, Sir Christon is on a tirade again.
He's murdered. On your watch.
You are mad, sir.
Mad, you cannot think
What
that
I
did
think
this.
has no relevance.
I don't think. Because I'm an idiot.
How would I answer? Your twin serves there at the pleasure of the so-called queen. They will mistake you for him if you play the part. Not a traffic in deception. Put down the pretender and you will end a war before it begins.
Did I mention that I fucking hate this guy?
But it is a good plan.
Yeah?
Now will you go? Or must I question your loyalty to the king?
This is where you turn cloak and you just...
I don't know.
Join Rhaenyra.
He's really got to hope his brother hasn't shaved. Like, he's got to be like, my brother's committed to this facial hairstyle that I am committed to.
I guess he could shave too.
I wasn't hungry.
I don't think anyone was, really.
Oh God, are these two gonna end up dating this season? Are we doing more incest?
What?
Do they end up together?
They are...
Are they married?
Engaged/married.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember which brother is married.
Both of them.
Okay.
To their sisters. The brothers are engaged to the sisters.
I didn't rewatch season 1 with you before this. I didn't have time. So my memory of who's married to who is a little bit lapping. Okay, that's why I asked. I didn't ask because I knew the answer. I asked because I was genuinely asking.
I love you.
I didn't have time. We'll rewatch when I have time.
Fair.
It's been a busy couple of fucking weeks.
Is Daemon in a brothel again?
Probably. No. Aemond.
Same thing.
I would remind you only that when princes lose their temper, it is often others who suffer. The small folk. Like me.
Okay.
Lucky we don't have enough coin to find out.
The king has promised us some relief.
Did he say when?
I loved that.
Yeah, I was surprised to see him come back. I just wasn't expecting.
I just mean, like, we feel like we don't get a lot of those scenes in Game of Thrones of, like, just showing regular people without them interacting with kind of our main cast.
True.
And that was just a, like, what's going on in the world kind of scene. It was nice.
Yeah.
But he is not the king.
Neither am I. But I manage. You don't think Daemon will challenge her?
Oh, she's such...
That'd be fucking wild. If this show ends up in a 3-way, I mean, obviously, we've done 3-ways before, but, you know.
I have on occasion found that to be quite enjoyable.
They're so cute together.
Mm-hmm.
It is crazy how we used to just store scrolls of open paper in rooms filled with fire.
Yeah.
The Lady Massaria, Your Grace.
Ooh. That's fun.
Who are you?
A prisoner.
The subtle threat of the dragon noises in the background is really powerful.
You said it was the price of my freedom. Does he say otherwise?
He's gone.
It doesn't say much.
For how long?
A week? Or forever, I do not know.
You remember me now.
He said you carried his child.
Not everyone found the jest funny. Makes no difference. They will never accept me. I might as well have remained a whore.
Oh, that's maybe not what she needed to hear right now. I have this weird feeling that they're going to end up working together. A little Daenerys Missandei vibe.
No, I don't think quite like that, but like...
I don't think they'll be that close, but I do feel like... Which one is it?
I think that's Moon Dancer.
Mm.
Though it looks like it might be too big for...
We haven't seen Moon Dancer fly in a while, though.
I don't know. Have we ever seen Moon Dancer fly?
I don't know. You did the rewatch. I didn't have time.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Oh, God. Did they hang every rat catcher?
Who are they?
Rat catchers.
Wow.
Oh, God. The poor dog. I think the dog's the person the show I have the most empathy for. No, Helena. Helena's definitely number one. Literally never done anything wrong.
Yeah.
The rat catchers!
Oh, I had them hanged. And one guilty one.
And hang them from the walls of the city for all to see.
Plot against the king, and I will pay it back 100
They are fathers and brothers and sons.
Yeah, you fucked up.
Children gather now at our gates to weep and curse your name.
Yeah.
I wish to spill blood, not ink. We must act. Sir Christon Cole has acted.
He's like, my fucking grandson.
You sent Sir Arik to slay Rhaenyra.
Oh my God, Otto's gonna have a fucking seizure.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretending to be his own twin. Brilliant.
Gods help us all.
Oh, God.
Instead of judgment, you display impetuousness and diminish us in the eyes of our enemy, ill-considered, trifling.
Otto's about to lose the hand, but he's kind of right in this scene.
You never think of your father. His forbearance, his judiciousness.
Otto, you wanted your grandson on the fucking throne.
My father is dead.
And we are the poorer for it.
Oh, okay.
He was right about you.
He made me king.
Is that what you think?
Wow. Cutting words.
I have that. And I find it stimulating.
You created a monster.
Yeah.
You think yourself clever, but without a strong hand at your side.
Give it to Cole.
Ugh! Fucking cringe.
In this hour,
You have proven yourself of more worth than 100 old men.
I at least give it to Laris. At least give it to someone with 2 fucking brain cells to rub together.
Seriously. Seriously. Oh my god. It would be like making Daemon the Hand. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%, yeah. Or Aemond, or any of the other men who...
Aemond at least has a fucking brain cell.
Yeah, if his mommy gives him permission to use it.
Well, well, well. The consequences of your own actions, Otto. Piece of shit, motherfucker.
I would leave King's Landing now. I'd go home.
Then have someone take her down and secure her berth on the Corwin.
Your Grace.
God, Rhaenyra, if only your taste in men was like a little bit better.
I know. What is about to happen?
Also, her shawl is beautiful. It's
Yeah,
a gorgeous color.
I think Rhaenyra gave her something apart from the you know, the dirty.
No, I think that was the shawl she was wearing on the ship.
Oh, it just wasn't as like dirty as the rest of her clothes.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Rhaenyra's kindness in this moment might save her life. That's crazy.
I thought you were within. Sorry, lack of vigilance. The enemy is about, good sir.
Oh my god. It's funny how him just walking through this castle is more stressful than a battle scene would be.
I know. And it's funny. I know the show isn't for everybody, but the people who like find it boring, I just I just you know, like that's not a diss on anyone. I cannot relate to it.
Yeah.
Because this show makes me so on edge.
Also, some of the dialogue this episode has been like straight up.
I know.
Like,
I'm not judging the
Pulitzer.
people who like, you know, find it boring. I am judging the people who say it's bad writing. I'm sorry. You're
Yeah.
incorrect.
That Rhaenyra Daemon scene was...
Rhaenyra?
Sorry, Rhaenyra.
No, Rhaenyra.
I am dyslexic.
No. Daemon and Rhaenyra is Rhaenyra. You know, you do the couple.
Okay, the Rhaenyra scene was
Yeah.
excellent.
No, you were right.
Give me a little side eye.
I was trying to like...
What? My twin daughter.
Does that ever happen to Mac and Miller?
Yeah.
They're like, oh,
Yeah.
I knew it was you. What the fuck?
That was very weird.
Rhaenyra is just so unaware.
How did they keep passing each other?
Well, I don't actually think Dragonstone is that, large, but...
Okay, White Worm, what do you got?
I don't understand.
Do not do this.
Oh, let's go!
Better keep track of which one's which.
That's, yeah. I think it's the one that swung at Rhaenyra is the bad one. Might be wrong, but...
Oh my god.
Whoa.
He's like, which one do I help?
He got out of his armor so fast. If he kills his brother, they won't be able to tell.
That's what I mean.
But I still love you, brother.
Wow.
Oh my god!
No, that's not him.
Eric.
Forgive me.
No. No.
Oh!
That was so violent. That, like, final moment.
I have never understood how someone falls on their own sword.
I get it now.
I get it.
Holy shit. That was an incredible sequence.
I have sinned.
I do not wish to hear of it.
You really don't. Like, the level to which you don't want to hear this one? High.
Yeah.
He passed the hand from his grandfather to his stepfather.
Oh, and your rapist son is very sad.
Alicent! What?
That was fucking cold. Wow. God, no wonder your son sucks. Can't actually be a real mother. This might be usual for them, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what their foreplay is like, but...
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is...
Wow, Alicent was fucking Christon while her grandson was killed, and now fucking Christon while her son weeps over it. Alicent
is the worst.
Might have like a sex addiction issue.
Oh.
I don't know. If I walked in on my son weeping over the death of his son,
I don't think I would get
I don't think I would
horny.
immediately
Yeah.
go have sex.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. I don't think that would be like the next
On the
thing
radar,
I do.
you know? Yeah.
Maybe down the line at some point I would get back to that part of my life, but not like down the hallway.
Yeah. Yeah, the short walk from his room
The
to yours.
stone hallway where that might echo. A breeze might blow the sound of your son weeping over his son's death in the window as you...
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I don't love that. Because I find that the show is strongest when characters make right and wrong choices. And Alicent is just making all the wrong choices. And
I don't necessarily agree with that.
Really?
Yeah, I think Alicent and Otto, for their side, which I don't agree with, I think that the stuff they do together is usually the right choice for them. The problem is that they're acting as if they are in power over a situation that they just aren't. They don't actually have any literal say in what happens unless they do it behind the king's back. And so the stuff that they're doing right, or that is right from their perceived location in the story, doesn't line up with what is actionable. And the stuff that she's doing wrong is sort of separate in a way, right?
For me, it just feels like Alicent has always been a character who is, I believe, honestly, good at heart and has been used and abused past the point of like a sense of self.
Okay.
Like she's basically like, I made a joke, I think, before we even started the episode, right?
Yeah.
She's kind of like groomed to marry Viserys.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a choice in that matter, and like doesn't, is the queen, but has almost no real like autonomy, right? It's tough to have that in this kind of world, and then is used by Otto to like set up their family on the throne. Obviously, like Alicent mishears and misinterprets Viserys because I believe it's what she like wants to hear, but it never felt like it was out of malice, especially at that dinner scene where they like had a moment where it felt like there was a coming together of. And so this it feels like Alicent is like devolving into a worse person.
Yes.
And that just it's
I'm not surprised that Alicent, devoid of the only good influences in her life, is becoming worse. You know what I mean? Like, Alicent was...
You are who you surround yourself with.
Well, and I think that the moments that we saw Alicent pulled towards the light was because of the people in the room. And none of those people are around anymore. Even Sir Eric... Right. I can't... Are they both named Eric? It's like Eric and Eric.
It's like Arik and Eric or something. Yeah.
And yet the internet's gonna yell at me for not remembering that the two kids who have had 3 scenes together are married.
I mean, yeah. To be fair, they're kind of get engaged and they sit together at dinners, and that's it. Yeah.
Remembered it enough to in the moment be like my brain was like the connection's there. I just can't remember exactly what the answer is.
It's family incest stuff.
The point is, like, I think that Alicent was better off before, when occasionally there was someone else in the room who was a half decent person, and now...
And Otto even admits that. I don't think he admits to that specifically, but with Viserys dead, they are the worse for it.
Yeah. And so Alicent, who... spent so much of her teenage and like 20s sleeping with a man she did not want to be sleeping with. And I don't know that I agree with that. I think that there was some genuine connection between the two of them.
I think they had
in an inappropriate way, but I think that
she was basically a baby machine.
I think that she's come out the other side of that now with the freedom to kind of fuck who she wants, even though it's still technically illegal. And like violates many laws, not illegal in our world, but legal in their world, right? Like he cannot have sex with her.
Yeah.
He will be beheaded if this comes out, So I think that she is partially having her rebellious phase in some ways, but also...
Oh, her late teenage years.
Yeah, I do. I think that she never got to have that because she was the queen of the fucking realm.
Yeah.
And so now she's doing that. She's just doing it in a way that is almost sociopathic.
Yeah, like, she's awful, but I do really pity her.
She's worse this season than she was last season, though.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, she is becoming a worse person, and I think that that's it. I think that she's with Christon, who fucking sucks, with Otto, fucking sucks. Her son sucks. Like...
This season, though, I honestly, I felt in the second half of season 1 that the show did a really good job of balancing the greens and the blacks. In that, like, when someone was like, I'm team green, I was like, I get it. And when someone was like, I team black, I was like, I get it. And I agree with you, because I personally felt more team black than team green. This season feels less balanced right now, and it could over time, right?
We are team not Daemon.
Yeah, but it feels like Rhaenyra is a really good person, and her son is a really good person, and his fiance is a dope lady, and the king, or the Lord of Driftmark, and Rhaenys, great people. It feels like this side of the...
like, Lucerys is dead, but you're...
Well, but Lucy's dead. Like, I can't judge him.
No, but Corlys is still alive, so technically...
But I'm saying, like, they are all... And then Daemon's a shit. But, like, everyone else on the Team Black side right now is a little squeaky clean to me so far this season. In a way that, like, Aegon... Look, no judgment killing the Gold Cloak. I would have done the same. Honestly, wouldn't have even had to have been my kid. I would have been like, yes, my lord, if you need me to go do that for you, I will.
He beheaded a baby. Yeah,
like, I die. If I was Aegon, I'd be like, no, get me a weapon. None of you get to do this. This is mine.
Yeah.
I totally get that. I judge him not for that. I do judge him for he is a bad king. Like, he is consistently making decisions and making promises, neither of which will benefit anybody. The first, because they're bad ideas, and the second, because he can't live up to them.
Yeah, there were a couple comments on our first video that were like, wow, you guys are like super like judgy of Aegon. Like, he's just like trying to be a good king, and like he's not that bad. And I'm like, he's literally a serial rapist and a murderer of innocents. Yeah. Literally stringing up all the rat catchers just so you could maybe kill one of the person who was complicit.
And
like,
in such a public way that all the goodwill is lost.
Yeah.
But like also the promise that food is coming, is it? Like, it's one thing to promise that food is coming publicly when you know it's coming. Well, but it's another to be like, we'll figure it out.
Well, and he told the Smiths that they would be compensated. You guys, we got you. The steel, very, very important to what's coming next. And it seems like they haven't gotten paid at all. That, like, based on that scene with the stew, with the Smith and his wife and their sick kid. Right?
Oh, I didn't get the vibe that they hadn't been paid. I got the vibe that she can't find food.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she paid 3 times for chicken, and it wasn't a complaint of, like, that was our last copper. So I feel like they've got something. Before we move on from Aegon,
yeah,
I think the character is not a great king. Didn't want to be king. It's not his fault. I think the actor who plays Aegon has never been better than this episode. May never be this good again. I don't want to put that on him, but like, fuck, did he run roughshod over this episode? Yeah. Like, this was his episode.
Yeah.
His performance in every scene was trailblazing. I thought he was remarkable.
Yes.
I thought he gave the best performance of the episode in an episode of great performances.
Well, and it's really tough because I would put his performance, like, he fucking just the whole thing consistently. But I think I would just want to also honorable mention that scene between Rhaenyra and Daemon, because that was motherfucking acting.
Oh, yeah,
like, that was peak. Like, those, like, him consistently through the whole episode and that moment alone are, like, why I just love this show. Yeah. Like, it is, you know, it's fucking hard to watch. Sometimes it's really dark. It's brutal. It's brutal. Yeah. But they really make something that is powerful. Yeah. The show is never, like, lukewarm.
yeah, I feel
you know what I mean?
Well, it's bathed in dragonfire. It's hot.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Much like a Roan Chapel song, it's hot to go. Yeah, no, but for the scene that I love the most with Aegon in this is a small thing, but it was the council scene where he was hungover and upset and angry. It never felt goofy. And it's really hard to play that.
To be yelly and
to not feel over the top.
Yes.
And not feel like and to not feel, I don't even know what the right word is, but he never crossed the line. Yeah, it felt so motivated, that whole scene, and that
it's visceral.
You know, the tears at the end are great. He can cry. Good for you. You crushed that. But the scene that impressed me was the throne room scene where he was throwing shit, and I never felt like it was cloying.
Yeah.
It was really, 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 really good.
Mm-hmm.
That fight scene was great. I know before the fucking sword experts come in and are like, that's not how you use broads. We know. We've heard you since fucking season 2 of Game of Thrones. The fight scenes in television and film are not about the best, most realistic medieval choreography ever. It's about how it makes you feel. And that fight scene made me feel all of it.
Yeah, it was raw. Like, it was rough. And, like,
brother v brother is not something you like to watch, and watching him be like, cool, at the end, I felt like something pierced me.
Yeah. Well, and they've been to, like, their whole lives, they believe that they, like, almost, like, share a soul.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, it almost feels like whoever won, which I think it was the assassin.
No, I think it was Eric.
No, I don't think so, because the right side of his face, Sir Eric is Rhaenyra's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sir Eric had a big gash right here from that second, I think it was, pummel to the face. And I was like, oh, that's how I'm going to be able to... That's why I was like, turn your face.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think... Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I like totally like misinterpreted that scene. It was tough to follow deliberately, which like I commend you for. I think that it makes it really chaotic and stressful. But I do think that was Eric, and he's like, I just killed my brother.
I just don't think that Arik would have said "my queen" before he kills himself. You know what I mean? Like, I think that if it was Arik, I think his last words would have been to his brother as an apology for causing this situation. And not being like, I switch sides and do think that you're my queen when he's that, like, because Rhaenyra isn't his queen. You know what I mean? So him saying my queen is why I think that was Eric. And that he killed himself because he couldn't bear to live in a world without his brother and what he had just done. I felt
okay, and I think that the scene is open for interpretation.
Oh, I agree. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Right.
I'm just saying that's how I feel about
100%. It. I thought that moment was him trying to act and get another chance at it, and then not being able to bring himself to do it. He's like, I'm sorry, my queen, and then he's like, fuck that, and just.
Oh, interesting.
Which like, and it could be it could be anything. Doesn't matter because they're both fucking dead. But God, that was stressful.
It really read to me like he was saying, I'm sorry, my queen, because I can't keep protecting you because of what I just did. Yeah, like, it felt like him being... I thought also the apology was for having to go. Mm-hmm. Not because his brother attacked. I don't think that's what he was apologizing for, if he was, right? I think that for me, it was the apology was, I have to abdicate my duty now because... my relationship with my brother supersedes my oath to you. And that's the apology.
Yeah, I might go watch that scene again.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is episode I'll definitely watch again. This is one of those episodes that I think I will study as an actor. To be like, how do I... And also, like, cinematography. I complain sometimes, particularly about Disney Plus shows, about the sort of, like, over-the-shoulder blocking of scenes.
Yeah.
Last week's episode of The Acolyte had some really weird soundstage stuff where they just stood and then camera cut. There were several takes in this of like rack focus to close up.
The eye shift focus.
Some eye shift focus was great.
Beautiful.
Yeah. There was a lot of blocking in this episode. And blocking is one of those things that I think is one of the most underrated elements of cinematography. It is a thing that unless you've worked on it or like been a part of a set, you might not notice it at all. But you might not even notice that it's happening.
You shouldn't notice that it's happening.
And I think that in this show, one of the strengths is that there are so many long conversations that are beautifully written, especially in this episode. And they are visually succinct. And the one moment I want to call out in the Rhaenyra...
Daemon?
No.
Oh.
What's the White Woman's name? The moment she decides to step forward. And in the reaction, I think I say like, oh, it's the big playtime. What do you got? And it was the cut to the angle that showed her stepping forward.
Yeah, and the distance.
Which that step forward in that shot feels like a supplication. And if they had shot at a different angle, it would have felt like a threat. Because in the Daemon scene, the same walk forward from Rhaenyra, it's the same blocking movement of moving her towards him, but the angle that they choose in the Daemon scene before she says pathetic is a threat. It is like an aspersion upon him.
Yeah.
And in the way that they blocked it to her showed that it wasn't.
Yeah.
Which is why she's allowed to move closer to the queen without getting her head cut off. And it is the subtlety of the blocking of this show, particularly this episode, that I'm so struck by the writing matching up with a director who clearly knows how to take that script and put it on film in a way that allows the brain to understand the emotion.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that all of these teams are working together this season to create the show the way that it is. Because it is, I really, this and The Boys right now are two impeccably acted, impeccably written, very different shows. But they're the two shows coming out right now that I'm like, this is what I want from streaming television. If we're going to do 8 episodes, if we're going to have these short seasons that come out every 2 years, at least let me feel this taken care of by the team behind the show while I'm watching it.
Yeah.
that people care so deeply about the details. The fucking dragon scale collar on Bela.
Yes.
Like, that's collar was so cool.
Costuming the apartment, especially for the Targaryens, is fucking eating.
And I think that the sewing is better this season.
Yeah.
I think I watched a lot of fashion people talk about season 1, and
season 1, yeah.
I think that
there are a couple moments where you're like, ooh.
You know what I liked about the costume that surprised the shit out of me was the Driftmark guy, the bald black guy.
Oh, the sailor who saved
that
Corlys.
tabard. There's something about the blue of that like tabard that I was like, that is a nice color.
You know what I thought? I had the thought that it was the same blue as the Númenóreans in the Reefs of Power, but like done better and like weathered.
Oh, but with way more texture.
No, but that's what I mean. Yeah. No, that's exactly my point.
Because the Númenóreans looked like they were wearing clothing that they had like made that day that had never been worn anywhere. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And it
not to attack Brings Power again.
No, but it didn't feel lived in. But the one thing that I like, I actually loved like the color scheme of the like yellow and beigeish and blue together, that they actually like do partially here for the Driftmark colors. That's like so good. So into it. Also the moment where like Daemon loses it and like the genuine like I do believe that Rhaenyra loves Daemon. I think they have a really fucked up relationship, but like her fear of him, like that leap backwards, that like knee-jerk reaction of like, it's him again. Like it's like it was like a, oh man.
And like I know people in marriages like that. You know what I mean? Like I know people who are like he X, Y, and Z, but we have kids together, and like people who stay in something like that for their kids in a way that, you know, obviously in this world it's different. Like they're not going to get divorced, but it was very real. And I think that Emma Darcy, like they are
incredible.
They're just wonderful.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I am constantly blown away.
Yeah. I am so excited to see where the season's going. I thought that Rhaenyra Daemon scene felt like, oh, we're wrapping things up. And it wasn't. Like, that was episode 2. We're already... I feel like one of the things I love about the show in the season is that because the last season ended with Luke's death, season 2 starts with the strings already as tight as they can be. And so everything is just the strings getting plucked.
Yeah.
And you're like, every pluck, you're like, oh, is this the one that snaps? Is this the snap? Is this the snap? And we haven't snapped yet. The tension is just sort of being maintained by everybody perfectly.
Yeah.
And...
impeccable.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
The show rocks. If you like the video, like, subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Leave mean comments down below because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her. This episode, that algorithm goddess is a tough one.
You know what? I'm going to give it to Helena.
Helena? Yeah, it's a good one. We didn't talk about that.
Lost her fucking child and barely had a moment in this episode because her husband's a fucking vengeful lunatic, and she got paraded around the fucking streets, which, Jesus Christ.
Can I say the dark thing that I was really worried about?
That it would fall? When the wheel got stuck?
When it got stuck, I really thought the head was the sutures. I was so scared.
What I thought.
I was so scared.
I was like, no.
I was like, please, I don't need to see this baby's head fall into the street.
No,
I thought we were...
I was like, absolutely not.
I'm so glad. Like, it already was too much, a little bit.
Yeah.
In kind of the right way.
In the way that, like, is what the spectators are seeing.
But if it had gone any further, if they had been, like, pulling the cart and then it was like, whoa... Oh.
I would have been like, nah, you know, that's... no. Yeah. No, I think they...
No, I think Helena's great.
They're really good at, like, towing that line. But she... Man, she gave such an incredible performance at the end of the last episode. And she didn't have a lot of time this episode because, in a way, I don't really know how much of this is, like, her story. But I think that she's...
I think we're going to get more from her this season.
I hope so, but, like, truly, like, she's really never done anything wrong in her life and just is caught between her family being fucking psychotic.
The dangerous thing, though, is that you could have said the same thing about Alicent.
What?
That she'd never done anything wrong in her life until a certain point. You know what I mean?
I mean...
And I'm worried that I don't want to see Helena go down the Alicent route, is what I'm saying.
Sure, I guess. But, like, Helena has never had Alicent's, like, judgment. Like, even when they were children.
Yeah, but Alicent didn't lose her son as young as Helena is. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh, you're saying this moment you don't want to see it be a slippery slope.
Yeah, we could. I think that Helena would be a little bit justified in becoming a bad person after this. I wouldn't hate her for it. You know what I mean? I would feel so bad for her, and I would not be like that mad. I think, just a theory, mm-hmm. to, you know, make a prediction. I think that Helena sees too much for that to happen. Okay. If you want to follow us on the internet, you can. I'm at Nerdy Nightly. I'm at Claris Polaris. See you next week. Do something nerdy night. Bye.